Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tim here. Just wanted to bring you a quick Bitcoin update. Um, so, I don't think I made a video since this insane dump. So, let's just break it down real quick. Um, we knew in the last update video that we were looking for this golden pocket point of control area right here. And as you can see, initially it wicked into that and had a really nice bounce. So if you did take a trade here, you could have potentially gotten a TP1, but then it just went right through it. And then that's where I had that scenario where, you can do a trade like this, right, with a tighter stop. And if that's a reversal point, you'll get a great R&R. So this trade actually ran for, at least 1 R. At that point, that's where you should TP and move your stop to entry. So I would say this trade did play out. And then remember, we were looking at this lower 786 area with the yearly open and value area low. And I would say that held up very well. It did overshoot it due to liquidations, but ultimately this area was the stopping point. And this low, I think, was the invalidation for that. So obviously we got a really nice pump after. And as you can see, it rejected right off of the monthly open. So I used to not mark these levels, but I think it's really important for everybody that's charting to mark the monthly and weekly open as well as the yearly open, because you can see that monthly open was the perfect rejection point, and that was really, really close. Just kind of front ran the 618 there. So this would have been a really good short actually to hedge this long. But we did come down. Now we have to decide what's next. So you can see this move up. It was a very, very quick, aggressive move. I don't think it really broke structure to the upside. If it would have closed above this high, I think it would have, but it didn't. So we can't really fully assume bullish here. But with that being said, I think on this retrace, it's a good idea to look for longs, because if it is bullish, it would be a really good R&R. So what I have marked out here is I have the golden pocket from the move up, right? So that's right here. And then from this little mini range we created over the last 2 days, you can pull your deviation fibs. And actually that matches really well with the golden pocket. And on top of that, we have a daily naked point of control. So some people were wondering how to calculate that. So what you do is you take your, what is this? What's the actual name for this one? Fixed range volume profile tool. You take that and see this candle right here. This was the dump candle. You just double click it and it'll give you this red line, which is the point of control. And that's the point of control of this candle. And it's a naked point of control because it hasn't been retested. So quite often, especially on, big, liquidation candles like this, that volume likes to get retested. And that's in perfect confluence with the golden pocket. So I have that marked right here as a daily naked point of control. And I thought we would get it today, but we just front ran it right here, in terms of the 618. So right now, as you can see, we are slightly rejecting from this point of control of the entire range. Let's check this little mini range. So we're at the val right now. So what I'm thinking is maybe tomorrow, tomorrow's Friday already, but I think we could get some quick movement into that golden pocket. So what I would look for a trade is just a quick move down here, boom, into our pocket, and I would look for longs. And if I wanted to be safe, I would put my stop loss around these lows, and target something like this. So over a 2R minimum. Or you could look for some altcoins. and trade those instead, since the stop is kind of deep on Bitcoin. Now you could do a tighter stop, but the reason I'm wanting to give it some room is I've seen many times when we break above, um, from the value area low, oftentimes we do kind of retest it. So it would be right here. And I want to have some room on the stop loss for that. The other thing too is I really like this liquidity right here from this wick. Um, and so that could just be a quick wick below it and up, retesting the yearly open. So if you are going to take a trade, I recommend a bit of a looser stop loss, or do um, you could do one solely based off this TR pocket right here. If you don't mind re-entering, you could do something like this. Try to get that really good R&R, and if you do get stopped out based on this liquidity sweep, you could re-enter off the 786 and do something like that, and your R&R becomes really good as well. So depends on your trading style. But I do have another scenario, guys, that needs to be aware if we do take a stop on this long position. And what that would be is this TR pocket down here. So we've spoke about this before on this channel, but basically this huge range got a liquidity sweep from the top. So oftentimes, we do, after taking the liquidity from the top, need to take liquidity from the bottom. The only thing is the sentiment on Twitter is like so bad. So, um, there's a good possibility we at least get one more good push up here, I think. And if we're lucky, even up here. And you know my plan on this area, right? So this would be a good short area. But main thing is if we do break down, slight chance we do a liquidity sweep, but because we already did a liquidity sweep here, I think the highest probability if we do break down is going into this range here, taking the liquidity from that wick, and then moving up. So I just want to leave that scenario in your mind in case we do take a stop loss on this trade. This would be the next area. And I'll make an update video, but depending how fast this happens, just keep this. It's about at 83.6 to 82. This area is pretty good. We also have this quarterly VWAP here. See this green line? That's a VWAP based on the quarterly candles going right there, which is nice. So definitely a good area of interest down here. Now I'm just going to give you a quick look at some alts that I thought were clean. One is GRT. GRT took like this crazy amount of liquidity down here with this huge low. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty surprised it went that low, but all of these alts got decimated, which is crazy. So what I would look for on this, same thing, I like the golden pocket retrace. And from this mini range that it's been creating here, there's a deviation fib that matches that. It allows you to have a pretty tight stop loss in terms of R&R, where I think it would make a lot of sense to target this point of control, which is like the entire range point of control, and it's at the opposite deviation fibs up here. So I think this would be a great area to target if we can get this long. And then one more that I was eyeing was Dogecoin. If you follow on Twitter, make sure you do. I posted this setup. So there's two areas here on Dogecoin. This liquidity sweep into the golden pocket, I think, would be pretty clean. And then one additional liquidity sweep would be down here into the value area low of this little impulse area. And that's also the 786. So this would be a good area to to look for a long. And the reason is because if you look at the entire macro chart, we bounced in a really nice area. Even if you take a golden pocket from the low to this high, you can see we bounced exactly from this golden pocket right here, which is really nice. So in most cases, you know, you get some decent upside after that happens. And if you see this triple wave structure, even it's too early to tell, but looks like it hit the 1 fib right here, which is really nice. And if we are bullish, it could be a corrective wave to break these highs. So I think it's a great idea to get some long exposure here, probability wise. And again, I say that because the sentiment is really, really bad, especially for altcoins on Twitter. So yeah, I'll do a quick one on ETH. ETH, as you know, I had some higher zones that just got destroyed on the move down, but I did want to point out where it bounced was really nice. Again, from the low to the high, 618, perfect tap, liquidity sweep of this, really, really nice. And I wish I was paying attention to that, but it was so quick. I mean, imagine catching along though right off that golden pocket. Instantly you're up like 20-30%. And so ETH, I do have an area of interest. It would be the golden pocket again, and then this kind of range, but it's not a really clean range here. I would argue more of the range is like this. So potentially this area, potentially a liquidity sweep here. But honestly, I mean, this doesn't look that clean for me to trade, but I know you guys are interested in ETH. It's hard to find a good R&R trade on this at the moment. Maybe once we get some more candles, we can look, but at the moment, no, not really anything there for me. And I remember looking at this liquidity sweep up here. I think I made a video about it, and yeah, that was a really bearish liquidity sweep up here, and then just nuked. If you're in Kevin Cage's Discord, you know I posted some stuff about H bar. If you guys were paying attention, this was perfect bounce on the 618 and golden pocket, and deviation of this range. So that was really nice. But the key thing here, guys, for a lot of alts is the follow through. We all bounced from a lot of key areas on alts, and like if these break their lows as well, it's gonna go deeper in my opinion, like probably 786 on most of these. So it's kind of make it or break it on a lot of these alts. With that being said, I do like where a lot of them bounced from, and so I think we at least have some relief and hopefully break the high they made from like the post liquidity sweep, and at least, you know, maybe come up here. But I mean, alts literally died and Bitcoin barely, you know, moved down. What's going to happen when Bitcoin goes to 70 to 80K? You know, are alts just going to, you know, go down another 30-40%? So if you're holding alts, be careful. But because of the nature of this dump, we had more people get wrecked than the FTX crash in terms of dollar amount. That's a good sign that we should at least get some relief. So don't get too bearish on me yet, guys. We trade the plan, we relax, and no emotion. Anyways, if you have any coins you want me to look at for the next video, go ahead and comment down below. But make sure you keep an eye on Bitcoin here, plan your trades, and you guys know the drill. You guys know the plan. I'll see you on Twitter, and make sure use Bit2Nex. They're top 17 now. They're really, really quickly rising. And so you want to get in with them before they require KYC or VPN or anything. It's literally anyone can use it anywhere in the world. Um, and my link is down below. You get some percentage discount on fees, so check it out. Anyways, see you in the next video.